Yeah, good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
sir.
Good morning. Yeah, so how did you like the guest lecture? It was fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So it was informative.
Yeah, it was very informative. Even I enjoyed.
Interesting, sir. Very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Actually, he's a finance man. He's owning a company, Stoic Consulting. He's a consultant and he's in the finance domain. Okay. So next guest lecture I will be having on marketing domain because some of you are finance and some of you are marketing students. So next guest lecture will be on, but that will be after the midterm. Okay. So I need to do two guest lectures. So one is done today, and the second one I will try to focus on a marketing domain. Okay. Today it was too much finance. I understand. So and if time permits, sometimes HR. Okay. So yes, HR students also should have one guest lecture. Okay, so we'll start with our topic and the last topic before midterm. Last topic before midterm. So yeah. So before I start, let me give you the name of the topic is hypothesis testing. Hypothesis, right? Testing. So now what is let me give you a conceptual understanding of hypothesis testing. What is hypothesis testing all about? And how we use, I will show you the formulas, I will give you in a slide as I give you. So for I will come to the formulas later on, but first of all, in fact, hypothesis testing is a procedure. There is no any specific formula for this chapter, but you have to remember all the concepts that we have discussed till now, right? Specifically the significance level and the estimation. These two you have to remember, and all obviously the normal distribution. So sir also told about normal distribution. It's a very actually these things, these concepts, if you apply, it will be very interesting. In statistics class, you actually in the first year learn about the different tools, right? You are learning the different tools, but you should also know where to apply. So this where part, I think we need to have more and more guest lectures so that you understand. I will also try to give you some examples where we apply, right? But not to that greater details because I have to teach you the structure of the test, how it is done. That is more important in a statistics class, right? So what is hypothesis testing? First, let us understand what is a hypothesis. So any idea, any previous idea that you are having, what is a hypothesis? Have you heard of the term? Anybody heard of the term hypothesis? Yes.
So two situations, I guess.
Uh, uh, okay. Okay. Any other idea? What is a hypothesis?
Sir, when we consider something is true,
There's some kind of assumptions.
assumption.
Assumptions. Yes. Very good. Who is this? Sanchit. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Hypothesis is nothing but assumptions, right? But it has a procedure. Okay. So anything. So if you, I will just give you an example. Suppose when a convict, not a convict, when a person is taken to before a court, just try to understand what happens in a court. Okay. You might have seen in many movies, you have seen what happens. First, the person is taken to the court. Then what happens? Then there will be two lawyers. One will be for the person, one will be against the person. One will try to prove him guilty, another will try to prove him not guilty. Am I clear? There will be always two lawyers. If you see, even if you have not seen a court, you have seen in the movies, there is a, what happens? Two lawyers are there. Okay, minimum. So one is person, for the person, and another is against the person. Now, what they give? They give some evidences. They try to give on some evidences. Okay, for and against. And how do the judge take the, decision? What does how do he take? He now see how many evidences are in the for of the, for the this one person, and how many evidences are against the person. So he take a note of that, and at the end, the judge gives the final, decision whether he is punished or not. Just the similar thing happens in a hypothesis testing. First, we assume something, right? We assume anything. Just like, so if you see, when the person is taken to the court, might be he's a very deadliest criminal, but when he is taken to the court, what will be the hypothesis? Yes, Sanchit, what will be the hypothesis? Before starting the court proceedings, any person is
Not guilty.
not guilty. Very good, very good. Before starting of the judgment, you cannot call him guilty. He is just a person. You don't know whether he has committed or not committed. Might be somebody has blamed. Okay, right? So when the judgment starts, the person, the judge take him to be not guilty. Okay, that is the assumption. He is not guilty. And then the court proceeding starts. So now the two lawyers will give their own perspective. One will try to convict, one will try to defend. Clear? Same thing happens in the hypothesis test, right? So let me share some definitions. Actually, statistics is very interesting when you apply. Okay, so that's why you should do the live project well. Okay, live project. So the group, I think I will give you after the midterm the live project. Okay, so what is a hypothesis? Let us understand first. A hypothesis is a statement, yes, about the value of a population parameter developed for the purpose of testing, right? See, I told you in the previous session also, whenever we will do hypothesis testing, we will not do for the sample. We will do for whom? For the population parameter, but based on whom? Based on the sample. I will take the, suppose if height calculation, I will infer for the height of ICFI students finally, but population parameter, all ICFI students, 4,000. But the sample I will take from whom? I will take from section H and D or A, 3 sections, okay, 180 students. So examples of hypothesis made up, just an example, mean monthly income for analyst is $, this much, 3625. This is the example of a hypothesis. This is the example of a hypothesis. I assume this. Now what I will do, I will try to prove or disprove this statement, right? So there is a method of writing hypothesis. So there are 2 types of hypothesis. First, understand the concept. One is called null hypothesis. The other one is called alternate hypothesis. There are only 2 types of hypothesis: null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. So I am coming to the null and alternate. What are they? Null hypothesis, let me give one example first. Yeah. So suppose I say, all of you please now look at my screen. Null hypothesis, we write this H0. Null is H0 colon. I say my assumption is that the mean height of the class is, see, many concepts will be clear from this, 5 feet 1 inch. This is my assumption. I don't know anything, okay, but I say my assumption is this. As some of you I think told that hypothesis is nothing but assumption. So this is my assumption, right? Null hypothesis. So what will be my alternate hypothesis? First of all, what do we mean by alternate hypothesis? What do we mean by alternate hypothesis? Null and alternate, they are mutually exclusive. So if my null hypothesis is mean is equal to 5 feet 1 inch, what will be my alternate? Mu unequal to 5 feet 1 inch. Now all of you please notice this. When I say unequal to, please all of you, when I say unequal to, what do I mean? Yes, Sanchit?
Sir, HA can take any value except 5 feet.
Except 5 feet 1 inch. But if you see, actually it can be more than 5 feet 1 inch. When I say unequal to, that means there can be two directions, right? It can be more than 5 feet 1 inch. It can be less than 5 feet 1 inch. So this sort of hypothesis is called a bidirectional hypothesis. Why bidirectional? Because see, I have not mentioned any direction. I have not mentioned in any direction, right? Now suppose, look at my slide. Now I write my hypothesis in this manner, or let me show you here. I have a slide actually on this also. So yeah, so all of you pay your attention. This is the crux of hypothesis, right? Please see my slide. So first what I did, first one, just now what I explained, null hypothesis, mean height is equal to some value, and the value I say 5 feet 2 inch. Okay, that is my hypothesized value, and the alternate is mu unequal to value, right? This is called a bidirectional hypothesis, because see, in this hypothesis I have not given any direction. मैंने ये नहीं बोला कि मेरा mu greater than, I have not told that my mu is greater than value or my mu is less than value. I have told mu is any value other than the value. Okay, mu unequal to value. But suppose now I write in this fashion. Now I write in this fashion. See this hypothesis, null and alternate. Null is mu greater than equal to value, and alternate is mu less than value. Now do I give a direction here? There is a direction? कोई direction दिख रहा है? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good, very good. So mu less than value. This is a unidirectional hypothesis, and this is called a left-tailed. This is called left-tailed. Why left-tailed? Because see, the direction is towards the negative axis, left-tailed, left, right? The normal distribution, as I told you, this is the positive, this is the negative, this is the negative. So I am talking about this direction. So it is less than value. Again, see, I can write in this fashion also. All of you, please look at this. Null, mu less than value, and alternate, null we write as H0. This is a basic practice. We write null as H0, null, and H1 as mu greater than value. See here. Here also I have given a direction, but this is called a right-tailed test or right unidirectional. First of all, it is a unidirectional hypothesis, and it is right-tailed test, right? So these are the three types of hypotheses. What are the three types of hypotheses? One is, first is, there is two types of hypothesis. Bidirectional, unidirectional. So this is a bidirectional hypothesis. And these two are unidirectional hypothesis, out of which one is a left-tailed test, okay, which is a less than value. When mu is less than value, it is called a left-tailed test. When mu is greater than value, it is a right-tailed test. So this is a very, very fundamental concept that you have to learn. Yeah, let me stop for a few minutes. Any question on this? Yes, please ask. Is this clear? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, now some important things to understand about null and alternate. You just can take a note. Okay. So first one, null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. First of all, the symbol. This we already know by this time. H0 is null, H1 is alternate. In some book, you will find HA also. No problem. Okay, no problem. This both works, HA and H1. And now try to understand. H0 and H1 are mutually exclusive. Right? Are you getting? If my height is 5 feet, it cannot be less than or more than 5 feet. It will be so. Both are mutually exclusive. Null is always presumed to be true. Null is always presumed to be true. And alternate has the burden of the proof. That means, what does this mean? Burden of proof. That means whenever we will solve a problem, whatever question is there, whatever is the claim, we call claim in hypothesis claim. I claim that the mean height of the class is 5 feet 2 inches. This is my claim. I may be wrong, but I am claiming, right? So always whatever I am claiming or trying to prove, we will write in the alternate hypothesis. This is another rule. Okay, these are some important things. Okay, random sample. This you understand. So we will take a random sample and we will either reject null hypothesis or accept null hypothesis. But you should also remember that we never called accept hypothesis. This is a wrong statement, right? We should not tell I accept the hypothesis. Okay, never. Although at this stage you can tell, but still you better you tell either we reject or we do not reject. Now you can say, sir, kya do not reject matlab to accept hi hai, right? But that is not the case, because if you see, when even the judge leaves somebody, suppose the judge does not punish, then what does the judge says at the end? Suppose somebody is not proved, murder to kiya hai but prove nahi kiya lawyer ne, ab to court ko chhod dena padega. But before leaving, what does the judge says? Due to the lack of evidence, we are releasing this person, right? Because जो मेरे पास एविडेंस था उसमें से प्रूफ नहीं हुआ, हो सकता है आगे पहले you can see some of the cases open after even 2 years, evidence आ गया, case open हो गया. Okay, so hope you understand this. You are understanding this, right? That means we never say we accept a null hypothesis for this reason, right? We either reject a null hypothesis or we do not reject hypothesis due to the lack of evidence, right? So these are the things you need to understand. So I will do a problem. When I do a problem, I will tell you rest of the stories. Okay, this all I have explained. This is very, this I will tell you. Yeah. So left tail test or right tail test? Please, all of you pay attention. Left tail test, right tail test. Right. So this I told you when you asked me in the last session, I told you that I will tell in the hypothesis testing session. So what is a left tail and what is a right tail test? Right? Left tailed and right tailed. The direction of the test involving claims that use जब हम claim करेंगे, right, has improved, is better than, and the like will depend upon the variable being measured. For instance, if the variable involves time for a certain medication to take effect, or the words better, improve, or more effective are translated as greater than, suppose tablet A, tablet B. Suppose in corona you are given tablet A and tablet B, but tablet A works faster than tablet B. Okay, tablet A works faster than tablet B. Then it is a case of unidirectional hypothesis because I am giving a direction, right? On the other hand, if the variables refers to a test code, we will use this sort of words. So these are the key words. While solving the problem, you should also keep whether these keywords are there, right? हम hypothesis कैसे बनाएंगे? I will show you with an example, right? But now you just try to understand. You will search like James Bond had a lens, you know, you will search these words: better, improve, more effective. Okay, ऐसे ही word आ जाएगा, मतलब unidirectional, right? Now, so left-tailed and right-tailed already I discussed, but let me discuss a little bit. This is very, very important. Yes, now all of the students must pay attention. So as I told you, all of you, please look here. Two-tailed test, two-tailed test or non-directional test. What is the fundamental of two-tailed test? There will be two rejection regions. See, there is one rejection region. There is one rejection in right tail, another rejection in left tail. Is it clear? This is a two directional. Now, you will say, sir, how will we understand whether it is a two-tailed or one-tailed? I will tell you that when we will do the problem, right? One-tailed test or left-tailed test. See, here the rejection region is in the one tail. Here, right tail test, rejection region is in the right tail, positive direction, right? And actually, when we calculate, suppose my alpha is 5%, just for example, alpha is 5%, alpha is 5%. And here, in this case, in two-tail test, my alpha will be divided into two-tail. Please listen carefully, students. If it is a two-tail test, my alpha will be divided into both the tails. But if it is a one-tail test, the whole of alpha will come in one of the tails. One of the tails, whole of alpha will come. What does this mean? So if my alpha is suppose 5% in any problem, and it is a two-tail test, so what will be my this alpha? This will be now, hope you remember, I was writing alpha by 2. If you remember my last session, Sanchit,
Yes, sir.
I was writing alpha by 2 and students were repeatedly asking me and I was repeatedly telling that I will tell in the next session. Now you try to understand what is, now you understand what is alpha by 2. So alpha is significance level, my 5% given in the problem. It is a two-tail test. So I will divide my alpha into 2. What is the half of 5%? 2.5%. So 2.5% will come in this tail and 2.5% will come in this tail. Clear? But if it is a one-tail test, my whole of alpha will come in this tail. Is this clear? Left tail and right tail?
So
Yes.
one second.
Once again, okay. See, there it can be either two-tail or one-tail test, right? Number one. If it is two-tail, if my alpha is 5%, we will divide the alpha into both the tails. So if I divide 5% by 2, what is the 5% by 2?
2.5.
So in one of the tail, I will have 2.5%.
Yes.
Other tail, I will have 2.5.
Yes.
But if it is a one-tail test, I will put all the 5% in one tail only. कोई alpha by 2 नहीं करेंगे.
Means
So-
if it will be if a two-tail test means is the null hypothesis.
Sorry, no. You are not getting. Yes, what you, yes, please come again, someone.
Sir, you said that if there is a two-tail test, and if we take the 5% as a two-tail test, then one side it will be alpha by 2 means 2.5, another side will also be 2.5. But but in one tail test it will be only 5%.
Yes, 100% correct. Sorry, yes, 100% correct. Very good. So you have to remember this because this is very important. Number one. So you know what is hypothesis. Now the procedure. Okay. What is the procedure? So all of you please write down this. This is a universal. Okay, every day we will use this procedure. Please, all of you write down this 5 step. Okay. So what is hypothesis testing? Now, hypothesis, so we understand, but what is hypothesis testing? Now read carefully these lines, few lines. Hypothesis testing is a procedure based on sample evidence and probability theory. As I told you, probability is not going to leave you until and unless you finish the syllabus, right? So, hypothesis testing is a procedure based on sample evidence and probability theory used to determine what actually I am going to do using the probability theory sample. I am going to test whether the hypothesis should is a reasonable statement and should not be rejected, or it is unreasonable and it should be rejected. I have assumed something. Na? I have assumed my mean height of the class 5 feet 1 inch. Now on the basis of sample evidence and probability theory, okay, so it will be more clear when we solve a problem. Okay, with the basis of that, we will either reject a null hypothesis or accept a null hypothesis, but accept means do not reject. Okay, so this is what is hypothesis testing. So what is hypothesis and what is hypothesis testing? Hope the difference is clear. Hypothesis is just the assumption, whatever I am assuming. And then when I am testing, how I am testing? Based on sample evidence and probability theory used to determine whether the hypothesis is a reasonable statement and should be rejected or should not be rejected. So what are the steps of hypothesis? Please hypothesis testing. Please write the steps. This is very important. Okay, all of you, please write the 5 steps. Let me stop for 2 minutes. Yeah, taken down. Okay, I will explain. Yeah, please make it fast. Yes, I will again explain this when I solve a problem, but you just take note of 5 steps. Number 1, state null and alternate hypothesis. State null and alternate hypothesis. So whenever you get a problem, your first job is to state the null and alternate. So I have already explained you null and alternate, right? You have to write that. Okay, and I will also show you with a problem. I will solve a live problem and show you how to do that. Okay. Step 2, select a level of significance. Already all of you are aware of level of significance, alpha. Alpha is the level of significance, which is 1 minus, or which is 100% minus confidence interval. Clear? Step 3, identify the test statistic. What tool am I going to use? If you remember, sir was also telling today. Yes, in the last guest lecture, he was repeatedly telling what are the tools, right? Tools, statistical tools. So very important. And the right tool you have to apply. Not only knowing the tool is important, right? You have to apply the right tool in the right place. So identifying the test statistic, identify the tool, statistical tool, step 3. Step 4, formulate a decision rule. This I will explain you when I take an example. Okay, this is very difficult to explain you without an example, right? So formulate a decision rule, step 4. Step 5, take a sample, arrive at a decision. Either reject null hypothesis, or can you see I have written do not reject, never write accept, never. Even you are at the student level, but never write accept, right? Do not reject. So either, yes, someone you need to mute. Someone need to mute. So either we reject the null hypothesis or we do not reject the null hypothesis. So let me take you straight to a problem. Okay. So I think we are having the basics of hypothesis testing. Type 1, type 2 error I will tell later on. Let us understand the basic and then. Yeah. So all of you, please go through this problem. I will solve step by step. Okay, all the 5 steps I will see. Just go through the problem. No need of write. If you want, you can write or take a pic, whatever you want. You can write or take a pic. Yeah, have you gone through the problem? Yes, have you gone through? Yes. Now, yeah, Sanchit, have you studied the problem? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now tell me whether this is a 2-tell test or 1-tell test. First step, if you remember, the first step of hypothesis testing procedure is to determine, to determine the null and alternate hypothesis. So how can we determine the null and alternate hypothesis here? Yes. Yes. Shravani, are you here, Shravani?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you just share with us whether this is a 2-tell or 1-tell? Okay. Let me read the problem for you once again, right? So there's a company, right? Jamestown Steel Company manufactures this, assembled this, and office equipment at several plants in New York. The weekly production of the model A325 desk at the Fredonia plant follows the normal probability distribution with a mean of 200 and a standard deviation of 16. Okay. Recently, because of these are my 200 mean and sigma. Okay, mu and sigma. Now, recently, because of expansion, because of market expansion, new production methods have been introduced and new employees hired. So what is this called? A bit of modernization of plant is being done, okay, to increase the capacity, the production. And now the vice president of manufacturing would like to investigate whether there has been a change in the weekly production of the model A325 desk. He wants to check. Now, the mean number of desks produced last year, okay, so 50 weeks have to be taken for a year because the plant was shut for 2 weeks for this is. So mean number of desks produced last year is 203.5. This many numbers is the, now see the last sentence. Last sentence is very important. Is the mean number of desks produced at the Fredonia plant different from 200 at the 0.01 significance level? So what is the claim of the vice president? Vice president क्या claim कर रहा है यहाँ पे? Yes, Sanjeev. Sanjeev, are you there? Yeah. Tushar, are you there? Yes, Tushar, are you there? What is the claim of the vice president? Whether it is different from 200 at the 0.01 significance level. So let me take a stock. What the information given? What is this? Distribution of mean is 200. What is this? Mu. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Standard deviation. So what is my sigma? Sigma is this. Now, what is my X bar? My X bar is 203.5. This is the sample. And what is my alpha? What is my alpha, someone?
0.1.
0.01. 0.01 means 1%. Okay. So what is the claim? What is the claim? Yes. Stravoni, are you getting now? What is the claim?
Fine, sir.
Yeah. So what is the claim? Is the mean number of desks produced at the plant different from, right? That means, what does it mean? Is it, is the mean number of desks produced equal to 200 or not equal to 200? See that I told you, you should be like James Bond, right? You have to be like James Bond with a lens. So where should your lens go? Yes, Sanjeev, where should you place your lens? You should place your lens here, James Bond, different from 200. So it's a two-tailed test or a one-tailed test, one-tailed hypothesis.
Sir, 110.
How come it can be one-tailed? What I told you,
Sir,
there are
two-tailed.
two-tailed. Mu is equal to value or mu is unequal to value. This sort of hypothesis. So what is my hypothesis? Null and alternate. Mu is, president क्या claim कर रहा है कि मेरा mean production 200 है, right? So mean production, alternate hypothesis, what will be the alternate hypothesis? Mean production 200 नहीं है, simple. So this is a one-tailed test or a two-tailed test?
Two-tailed, sir.
Two-tailed, very good. Now you got Shravani.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it is a two-tailed test, number one. Number two, what is the keyword? has changed, is different from. This is your lens, James Bond lens, right? Step 2, level of significance already given in the problem. How much it is given? Yes. Shravani, what is it?
0.01.
0.01. 0.01 means 1%, right? Is it clear? Step 2, I told you 5 steps we will write. So we have written step 1, step 2. Next is step 3. Select the test statistic. What test statistic we'll use here? What test statistic we'll use here? Yes. Sanchit, what test we will use here?
Sir, bidirectional.
Bidirection, but test. Which statistical tool? Sigma known or unknown in this problem?
The sigma is known.
Yeah, sigma is known. So where? See, in the last class, I have see your notes, you have written in your notes. If sigma is known, we use Z test. Is it clear?
Okay.
Okay. So step 3, select the test statistic. Use Z distributions since sigma is known, right? Step 4, this is very important. All of you must understand this. This is very important. Formulate the decision rule. Decision rule. Now, what is the decision rule now? See, don't plus, minus, don't go for anything. Okay. Simply write what I am writing, right? Please, all of you write. Let me take you to this, right? First of all, you take this number. Okay, let me take you to the page. Don't go for plus, minus, into, divide. Just what I'm telling, write this. Okay. Yeah. So let us write this. Okay. What I am writing, please write. So you write, all of you, reject null, reject null, reject null if I will explain this. Okay, please first write zcal is greater than z tab. Okay, please all of you write the, and you do some tattoo. You do tattoo, Sanchit? Sanchit, do you do tattoo on your body?
Okay, computers.
Yes. So
No, sir, I don't do that.
no do. Okay, no problem. But
I prefer piercing.
okay. So please, this you write down, this statement. Decision rule I told you. Now I will tell when I will give you the problem. So reject null hypothesis. Reject H0 means reject null hypothesis if zcal means z calculated from the sample information, right? I again repeat, zcal means z value calculated from the sample information. Number 1 is greater than z tab. Z tab means the z value calculated from the table. So we will calculate 2 z value. You can understand this. One from the sample information, number 1. Number 2, we will calculate from the table. If our zcal is greater than z tab, we will reject null. Story over. If it is less than z tab, if zcal is less than z tab, तब क्या करेंगे? We do not reject. You have to, this is a universal rule. Okay, plus, minus, into, divide, negative axis, positive axis. You don't have to understand anything, right? So all of you, please take a note of this. Reject null if zcal is greater than z. This is a universal rule. Okay. Minus this side plus this side. Don't do all those things. Okay. Now I will go to your question. Now see, what is our zcal? All of you, please see. All of you, please see. Zcal. So we know everything. What is the value? Zcal value from the information x bar minus mu divided by sigma by root n. Okay, we know everything. Our x bar is 203.5. Our mu is 200. Hypothesized mean we have hypothesized. What is our sigma? Sigma is 16. What is our n? N is 50, right? 50 week sample we have taken. So can we calculate Z? Can we calculate Z? If you calculate Z, it is 1.5. Simple Z calculation we have done earlier. So I am not showing this. We have already done that. So our Z cal is 1.55. Z cal. Is this clear? Is this clear? Point. Now Z cal. Now Z tab. From where Z tab will come? Z tab will come. From where we will come? It will come. Now see 1%. What is our this? Alpha is 1%, and it is our alpha lies in 2 tel. 2 tel. So what will be our alpha in each one of the tel? 0.01 by 2. All of you listen carefully. Let me take you there. Is this clear? Zcal is clear or not? First of all, Sanchit, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Now Z tab. Okay. Now Z tab. So Zcal we got, how much we got? 1.55. No? Now Z tab. Z tab is very simple. This is my normal distribution. Now it is a 1 tel test or a 2 tel test. It's a 2 tel test.
Total.
2 tel test. So how much will be there in 1 tel? Alpha by 2. Here it will also be alpha by 2. Okay. So what is my alpha? 0.01 by 2. What is 0.01 by 2? It is 0.005. Clear? So this area is 0.005. So what now? This half area we know. This half is how much? This half is 0.5 we know from the last class. So what will be my this area? What will be this area? What will be this area? This area 0.5 minus 0.00. Okay, so 0.495. Now for 0.495, your area, you have to check the Z value. You have to, so all of you open the Z table. I have given you the Z table. Please open and check the 0.495. What is the Z value? All of you, please check and tell me. Yes, someone, have you opened the Z table? Yeah, Sanchit, you open the Z table?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So C 0.495. Try to locate 0.495. In the probability value, area value. What? If you see, we will get the Z value 2.58. Okay, 2.5. So this is my Z value. So what is this Z? This Z is my Z tab. This Z is my Z tab. 2.5. Okay, this way. 2.5. Is it clear or not? So we will reject null if zcal is greater than ztab. But our zcal is coming less than ztab. So we will not reject the null hypothesis. Is it clear? Now tell me if any question, ask. Yes. Yes, Ravani, is it clear?
Yes, sir, it is clear.
Very clear. Any step you can ask, I can repeat. Okay. You can ask any step you have missed or something. So what? So let me make a summary for the decision rule. First of all, you have already written reject null hypothesis if zcal is greater than ztab. This is my this one decision rule. I told you I will tell the decision. So this is my decision rule. Now, two Z value I have to calculate. Number one, where it will come, zcal will come from where? From the sample information. Number two, Z tab, it will come from where? The Z table, right? So again, I tell you the Z table, right? So this is a two-tail test. And I told you if it is a two-tail test, the alpha will be divided by 2. So if I divide, what is our alpha in the problem? If you see significance level is 0.01, 1%. So 0.01 cut half, that is 0.005. Clear? Now this area is 0.005, rejection area. So what will be this area? This where I marked, this area will be how much? 0.5. This total is total is 1. This half is 0.5. Already we know from previous classes, this half is 0.5. So what will be this area? This area, this. What will be this area? 0.5 minus 0.005. So area, for this area, we have to go to the Z table and check the Z value. If you go to the Z table and check the Z value, it is 2.58. Clear? So our Z tab is 2.58 and Zcal is very simple. Zcal is very simple. Zcal will come from where? From our sample. See the sample? Just a minute. See the sample? See the sample? Oh, sorry. See the sample. So our mu is this much, 200. Sigma is 16. X bar is this one. This is the sample taken. So this is the X bar 203.5 mean. And alpha we know. Bas this much, right? So we can put all this value in the Zcal. We can put all this value in the Zcal, right? So hope you can see X bar. We have put 203.5. Mu, hypothesized mean is 200, sigma is 16, and n is 50. 50 weeks data have been taken. So we can calculate this easily. 203.5 minus 200. By this, you can calculate in your calculator. You will get Zcal 1.5. Okay, so what will be our decision? Now, see. So now see, this was our rejection region. 2.58, Z equals 2.58 and Z equals minus 2.58. But our point lies where? Our point lies 1.55 here. This is in the This is called the, so this area less than minus 2.5 and this area greater than z value, if z value greater than 2.58, we will reject the null. If z value less than minus 2.58, we will reject the null. But what is our z value? Sample calculated z value 1.55. So 1.55 lies where? In the acceptance region or the rejection region?
Acceptance.
Acceptance. Excellent. So we will not call accept, but actually we are accepting the null hypothesis, right? That means we do not reject the null hypothesis. Clear? Is it clear? Clear or not? So we accept the null hypothesis. And what was our null hypothesis? Please have a look back. Please have a look back. What was our null hypothesis? Mu is equal to mean production is 200, and we accepted that. So our production have not changed. भले ही मैंने इतना modernization कर लिया, नया technology apply कर दिया, नया लोग ले लिया, मेरा production वहीं के वहीं रह गया, right? So what I will write? Because 1.55 does not fall in the rejection region, or you can write because 1.55 falls in the acceptance region, 80 is not rejected. Okay. We conclude that the population mean, please all of you, population mean is not different from 200. 200 ही रह गया population mean. So we would report to the vice president of manufacturing that the sample evidence does not show that the production rate at the Fredonia plant has changed from 200. Instead of his all effort, the production does not change. See, statistics, as you know, statistics is very, very interesting. So production has not changed. Okay, he has tried level best, but production वही के वही रह गया. Yeah, any query, please? So should I stop share? Can I stop share? Yes. Any query, please ask. Okay, so we'll do some problem on our tutorial class. It will be more clear if something is remaining. Yes, Sushant, are you there? Sushant, are you
Yes,
there?
sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, yeah. So I think we are done with our problem. Okay. So any query you can ask now. We don't have much of time. So any query? Yes, Sanchit, any query?
No, sir, everything is clear.
Clear, hopefully clear. So I took almost 40 minutes to explain one problem, but
Sir, you can
Awesome.
ask the students to see the quick force and the technique.
Yeah. So one, advice to all the students, you will be finding that I have posted some material. I mean, I have posted some videos. Okay, then I have also posted some this one. You will get some activity. Okay, quiz we will do frequently after 1 or 2 weeks. But whatever activities you just mark those activity completion. Okay, there will be a button will come activity completion. So suppose you see the video and then you mark that activity completion. Okay, so that report generates that the student has viewed the activity, and there are very nice videos. Okay, other than my class videos, there are some other videos from different good resource material have been put by our department also, quants department. Okay, so please click the activity completion button. Okay, so that it improves your interactivity also with QuickForce. So try to log into QuickForce and try to see the material, click the activity completion button, and try to engage yourself with QuickForce. Okay, because see, we meet only 2 hours in a week. but this quick force is with you for all the time, 24/7. Okay. Anytime you can just, log in and you can see what are the videos I have posted, lectures I have posted. You click the activity completion button, right? Forum, I will start forum also. So I will give short cases, right? And you can read the case and you can write your comments there, right? So try to improve your interactivity with the quick force, right? That helps your understanding also. In my lecture will always be there, but instead, in addition to that, also be familiar with quick force. And I think you had a class also on quick force, how to handle. Okay, so please do that. Yeah, any question, or we can wind up, right?
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you, sir.
thanks to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks to all of you. Thank you.